Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How's it going? It's not Russell, but again, you know that. Again, where I'm going to start? I'm going to start with the Tyson Fury show at the weekend. Frank Warren's record-breaking show, boxing show in the UK. 95,000 people. It was the Tyson Fury show. That's all it was. As we seen, the undercard was absolutely abysmal. It was a pound shop pay-per-view. I think the pyro and the ring entrances for Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury cost more than the whole undercard put together. So it was the Tyson Fury show. He's the only one that promoted it for the last 4 weeks. John was in John mode all week. It was just John, as I say, in his element, getting all the media attention. And the fight itself, what can you say? Well, people were saying it was like an exhibition bout, it was like a sparring session. Why was that? It wasn't. It was because Tyson Fury was absolutely levels and levels and levels above Dillian Whyte. Was Dillian Whyte so poor, or was it just because Tyson was so far ahead of Dillian Whyte? Why? How did he get in that position to fight for a world title when he's fought guys like Bram Minto, Lucas Brown, Marius Vac, got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin? As Russell would say, he hasn't fought for a European yet. So it just goes to show the standard that Tyson was at and the level that Dillian Whyte was at, and it was for a world title. And what would have happened if Dillian Whyte would have fought Deontay Wilder 3 or 4 years ago? What would have happened then? And everyone talks about how poor Deontay Wilder is. Deontay Wilder had Tyson Fury down 4 times. Dillian Whyte didn't win a second of any round in that fight. And the crazy thing about it is that one judge actually had Tyson up by 1 round, and one judge gave Dillian Whyte a round. I don't know how he didn't land a meaningful punch the whole fight, which is absolutely crazy. Crazy. He didn't win a second of any round, and now he's coming out with, he pushed me down, and that's how I hit my head. What absolute waffle, what nonsense that is. He was put into orbit with the uppercut, and now he's blaming the push and possibly a rematch. Wants a rematch. No, a rematch? Is he out of his mind? He didn't promote that fight in the first place. If 20% split was poor for him now, what split would he get? Why would it be alright now? So, absolute nonsense from Dillian. He just sounds really, really bad, and he's blaming Mark Lyson. Dillian Whyte was persistently fouling when he got anywhere near Tyson, and he should have had at least a point off. He's not saying anything about that, how he was led away with that. So it just sounds bad. He's saying now that he's young enough, he's fresh enough to fight on. Well, where's he going to go? Does he go with DAZN, who have no pay-per-view platform? Does he go to Sky, who has a pay-per-view platform, and Ben Shalom, who seem to be like representing him and speaking to him in the negotiations, or Frank Warren, maybe to fight the likes of Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce? He'll only go there as enhancement talent, and I think he knows that. I think Frank would do to him that he did with Eubank in the 90s when Eubank went there and lost to Kalsaki and Carl Thompson in those 2 fights. The only thing I think he's got left at the zone is being used as an enhancement talent for Lawrence Okolie at heavyweight. Nothing in the cruiserweight division, no money, no interest, nobody cares. Marius Briedis, Super Mario, dressing up to get a nobody cares. There's no money in that division, and I don't think Ali's going to waste any more of his budget on the cruiserweight division. I think that fight at heavyweight will be Lawrence's probably first fight at heavyweight, and they've got that beef for the whole sparring videos and stuff. So I've already called this in the channel. months back, or does he go to Sky? They build him up again as a pay-per-view fighter. He can't come back into another pay-per-view after that performance. He can't come in and look for a world title again off fighting the likes of Brian Minto, Lucas Brown, Marius Vac, Malcolm Tan, Povetkin. You know, he's going to have to go in and fight a live contender. You know, will Deontay Wilder fight for the vacant title? We don't know. You know, we don't know what Tyson's going to do. WBC has said that, you know, they'll give Tyson time. Tyson is the WBC's flagship fighter. He is the fighter that they model their brand around. Think about it. So if that purse split is so big for Tyson Fury, the WBC take a percentage of that. So the higher the purse split, the higher the purse bid, the higher the percentage the sanctioning body and the WBC take. So why would they want a sanctioning body that's a purse bid of $1 million, the way the likes of Bermane Stavern, etc. That was drawing nothing for WBC. So the higher the purse bid, the higher the split that the WBC percentage that they take off the purse. So they want Tyson Fury. They'll give Tyson Fury eternity to hold on to that belt. Eternity. So what happens now? Does he retire? His wife Paris said that she doesn't think he will. I think he'll take a break. I think he needs a break from it. I think the last 2-year merry-go-round with the likes of the Joshua, it's been made. The fight's it's being announced tomorrow. Then the whole arbitration thing you would need a break. I think Tyson needs a break from boxing. He's had a hectic last 3 years fighting. Took a lot of punishment in that time. Even John said that. The sparring, etc., the fights against Wilder. What have they taken out of Tyson Fury? He wasn't tested at the weekend, so we don't know. We don't know yet. What was Francis Ngannou doing there? You know, he's in a whole arbitration with UFC at the minute. Did you see when Tyson called Francis in? And he said he wanted to do an exhibition with him. Frank Warren's face absolutely dropped. So he did. You know, he does. He wouldn't want that. What banner would that be under? Where would it be? It was strange to see Francis there. The baddest man in the planet in UFC mixed martial arts. He's a heavyweight champion. And then we've got the lineal champion and WBC champion and Fury. Does he wait it out for Usyk and Big Meech? How long will that take? When will this fight be announced?
John, you good to talk? Yeah. I'm joined once again by the proudest father in all of maybe the world. How's it feeling, John?
I'm ecstatic, 2 sons, 2 victories. We've got a great little team here, mostly family, blood-kinned, and it works. But I knew the pressure was on me, because anything less than a superb performance, I got to blame for it. Oh, when his dad's around, he shouldn't be in camp, he shouldn't be this. I'm an expert at this job. And I didn't make a prediction because I knew what was going to happen. What I said to do, mix cronking what you've already got. You've already got skill to bear. Mix cronking when you see the opportunity. Step foot, bum bum. The first time we tried, the punch was looking for it, worked. Knocked him out with it. First shot. We just said, disguise it. Disguise the major shot. He never thought the uppercut was going to come through. Leave it till late on. Bang it right up the middle. First shot got him.
So this is something that you guys have looked at, you've been working on in camp. Of course, it was an uppercut that Alexander Povetkin knocked him out with.
Oh, well, that's it, yeah. We knew straight punches, see him coming. The check hook was catching him off balance. And he was worried about the jab, he was worried about the check hooks, but he forgot about the bingo. And that's the one he got took out with before. So we knew he was weak around that end. Hit him on the chin, he'll go. But fair play to Dillian Whyte. He fought dirty, the kid had to do it, he was getting his face boxed off. He brought everything to win. And all I can say is credit to the guy. I'm not going to disrespect him or his family. Great guy. I showed him the height of respect in defeat. I won't put my hands on him and say, are you okay? He said, yes. I said, well, thank you. At least you're going home to your kids well. So that's it. It's a fight game.
Enjoy yourself this week, John. I mean, it's been quite a fun week.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Where was David A?
I'm not sure. I guess I don't know if he was on the broadcast. Did you see him around?
No. Like a good many others. Derek Chisora, wrong. David A, wrong. Carl Frampton, wrong. I can go on all night. I never made a prediction all week, did I? What did I say to you? Leave it to the so-called experts. I want to see them with egg on the face. There's no egg on me because I'm a masterclass at this. I can see what my sons can do from a country mile away. I possess quality knowledge here. So all I want is respect for that, me. So anyway, that's where we're at with it.
John, before I let you go, there is no egg on your face, no chance
Never
at
will
all.
be.
But tell me this, that moment, that ring walk, that uppercut, these moments you will never forget in your whole life. How much do they mean to you?
The world. It was like somebody saying, Mr. Fury, you got $10 trillion in your bank. But can I say this much? Thank you to 95,000 fans. To all the people who paid for pay-per-view around the world. Thank you, and I hope you was entertained. I was.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you, Dev, and thank you. Thanks for having me all.
It looks like probably a year. It's probably going to be a year away from either the winner of Usyk and Big Meech. It's going to be a year away, so Tyson doesn't want to be sitting around on his coattails waiting for them to. So he doesn't. Definitely not. And it looks more likely that he's just going to take a break from boxing, or does he just say, I've made enough money, I've got everything I want, and move on? Did the Top Rank deal do well? I don't think it did. It didn't look to do... The numbers weren't there in the pay-per-view in America. Yeah, the gate was massive, but the numbers wasn't there. So what will happen now? I don't know. It's... Time will tell. The WBC have already said that they're going to do everything they can to support him. And you know, John got a ring at the weekend, a custom-made WBC ring from them, and Sugar Hill got a custom trainer's belt. So they're rolling out the red carpet for the Furies. It'll be interesting to see what goes down the line, but I don't think Dillian Whyte's a pay-per-view fighter anymore. I don't think he ever was a pay-per-view fighter. I could see, you look at the amount of guys that are down the years of British heavyweight boxing that would have beat Dillian Whyte. I think John McDermott would have beat him. I think Danny Williams would have beat him. I think Mark Potter would have beat him. I think Scott Welch would have beat him. I think Harry Senior would have beat him. To name but a few. But he's got into that position, and that was the whole matchroom sky, you know, propaganda, getting them those fights, getting those opponents. You know, Russell's already said in this channel so many times, he hasn't even fought for a European yet, and that's absolutely true. Hasn't fought for a European yet, so why would you be in that massive WB? And that's boxing now. You know, before fighters would have went 30 and 40 and 0 before they got a title shot. Now you can just walk in, and because you're with a promotional network, or you're on a pay-per-view, or you get TV views, that's how you get title shots, and that's just the way boxing is now. Undercard, what did I think of it? Pound shop pay-per-view, terrible undercard. I only watched the Isaac Lowe Nick Ball fight. That's the only fight I watched on the undercard. Nick Ball just absolutely destroyed Isaac Lowe. Isaac Lowe seems to think now he's a puncher when he's not. He's not a puncher. He's only 6 knockout wins from 21 wins. So when did Isaac start believing he was a puncher? He's just standing there in the pocket and just trading, and that suited Ball at the weekend. He's a smaller, 5'2", stocky, really strong, compact puncher. Isaac used to be a boxer. When did he develop this power that he thinks he can stand and trade? And he was put in the orbit. I thought Nick Ball was absolutely brilliant. Like, he hasn't even fought really at British level, this lad, and he's just come out of nowhere and absolutely run through Isaac Lowe. Isaac was on talking, was talking to the WBC. We're going to get a rematch. The referee was bad. My head was out of the ropes. I fell. I think it was the punch that did it. The cut was bad. And the WBC are going to give me a rematch. A rematch for a WBC International Silver. It wasn't even a full international title. And he's talking about a rematch. Rematches in boxing, but for an international silver, doesn't make, that's not going to happen. I think Ball said yesterday he's no interest in fighting Isaac. He just wants to go up through and the European level and get himself into the best possible position he can to challenge for a major belt, and fair play to him. Like, I'm sure he was in cloud nine on. It was pretty empty at that time. The stadium's so big, it would be hard to say that how many people were there. I thought it looked flat, to be honest. I thought the whole night was flat. I thought the main event was flat, apart from the finish. It didn't seem to be any real atmosphere at it, but maybe it was such a big stadium. But you look at the card that Eddie put on, to be fair, with Frotch Groves too. It was a stacked card. The crowd were excited. It was an entertaining night. There was so many really, really good fights in that card. But because the undercard on this was Pound Shop, it just didn't seem to have that excitement about it. The fans didn't seem to be as excited getting into the main event, and to me it seemed flat. And I hope this isn't going to be the status quo now of, we paid so much for the top end, the bottom end card, this is the way it's going to be, and I hope it's not going to be. I hope that's not going to be the model that they use. It's going to be interesting to see if it was a success, and what will happen now between Frank and Dillian. Will that end up, going sour? Will Frank wait until the pay-per-view numbers are through to actually see what's going on and see what the numbers are? And will Dillian be a scapegoat if this card doesn't do the pay-per-view? I think it's 1.5 they're doing. They need to do. They want between 1.2 and 1.5 to make it that big pay-per-view hit that they need to make money. They spent a fortune on the main event, the undercard, nothing. All the like Frank's even talking about security, staffing, lighting, rigging crew, production, all that. So it has to do. They have to. This, if this doesn't do well, this will be a massive, massive disaster for boxing. I think it's bad for boxing as it is. If Tyson retires, who's that big flagship star that British boxing has? They don't have any. Tyson Fury is recognisably now the most popular, most recognisable boxer in the world. He's in WWE. He's big in America. Over here, he's massive. So where does boxing go after this? Where does British boxing go after this? Who's going to be that person? I don't think it's AJ. I think AJ's name brand value is lower than it's ever been because, he get beat by a last minute replacement, Andy Ruiz, who was, 19, 20 stone. The rematch, he was 22 stone, eating tacos, and terrified to throw a punch with him. Then he got outclassed by Usyk. So AJ's name brand value, he's still a big draw, but he's not that global superstar now that Tyson is because he's been beat. And Tyson fought Wilder. AJ and Eddie wanted nothing to do. What would Wilder have done to AJ back then? When AJ was fighting the likes of Charlie Martin, what would he have done to him? I think we know. I think we know now, after watching Saturday night, how easy Tyson dealt with Dillian. Dillian gave AJ problems in that fight with one arm. And look that the problems Wilder give Fury. So it does, it's not rocket science to think of that. So British boxing, where does it go from here? Where does it go from here? The card was terrible the weekend. The main event was a great performance from Tyson, but it was flat. We had the whole media thing with Dillian not wanting to do the media. And where does it go from here? Where's the next star? Conor Ben? No. As soon as he goes up in the world level, he'll get exposed. He isn't fighting contenders. He's fighting named opponents, not contenders. Two different completely things. And the media this week has been shocking. You know, Gareth Davis has said that Dillian Whyte had a left hook like Joe Frazier. What's he talking about? What on earth is he talking about? That was probably the quote of the weekend. And BT actually put Dillian Whyte in the same category as a puncher as Ernie Shavers. These people actually watch boxing that say this nonsense. TalkSport put a thing up this week. Will Tyson Fury be one of the many boxing legends never to win a world title? What type of garbage journalism is this? These people not watch boxing at all? A right hook like Joe Frazier? Are you out of your mind? Joe Frazier? Like one of the all-time greats in heavyweight boxing. Dillian Whyte hasn't fought for a European title. Could put the kip by a 40-year-old Alexander Povetkin. Come on. And the whole thing this week with Del Boy. Del Boy, yeah. I hope he didn't bet his house on it, because if he did, he's very, very stupid. What absolute rubbish talk from Del Boy. You know, I've no words for it, to be honest. You know, he would bet his house on Dillian Whyte. Wow, what a statement. Between Gareth Davis and Del Boy, that's weapon behaviour. So it is. That is absolutely crazy. And you know what? Del Boy's got his opinion, and fair play to him. That's his opinion, and he stood by it, and I respect that for his opinion. Everyone's a right to their opinion, but to say something like that there, come on, you're not going to bet your house on it. No way. David Hay, where is he hiding? Where's he? What an embarrassment he's been all week. You know, he never gets it right. He always... I think 2 fights ago he said it was the greatest heavyweight performance he's ever seen from a heavyweight. No heavyweight would have beat that. And now Dillian Whyte's up to that level. So is Dillian Whyte up to the level of a Foreman, an Ali, a Frazier, a Larry Holmes, Vitali, Vladimir? Come on. Lennox Lewis, Corey Saunders? Come on. Definitely not. Don't even go there. So I think it's just sour grapes from David. David was the one that pulled out of the fight with Tyson, and it was funny. It was really it was funny it was good to see Lennox Lewis there, who was there at the weekend doing a bit of talking and being around the media and stuff, and it was good to get Lennox's opinion. You know, arguably it's Lennox and Tyson Fury now, who's our greatest ever heavyweight. We'll never know. I don't like talking like that because we're never going to know. But it was good to see Lennox there at the weekend and being involved in the whole event and giving interviews. And I think TalkSport deserve a bit of credit for pushing this fight. They promoted it well. They pushed it. The whole Jeffrey Benz, the ice skating manager, Dillian Whyte's whatever he is, and Frank got at it was comedy gold. It was savage, pure comedy. John on, just rumbling David Hay every other day. That was absolutely hilarious. So it was in absolute John mode. So yeah, where does British boxing go next? I see Ricky Hatton's Hitman's Rising has made a comeback. No media at his media launch. That says it all. Who cares? Who wants to know? Yeah, it's a charity event. They could do an after dinner speaking thing for charity and would probably draw more money and more interest. But it had to be the Monday after Tyson Fury to try and get a bit of limelight. You know, steal a bit of the lime, make it a bit about him. Just let Tyson have his own couple of days to himself, and no, he had to try and make it about him and make a comeback. Who cares? Who don't care, don't see it, don't want to see it. I think this week I'm just glad that it's over. We can move on and can see what's happening. I think I've been in John mode myself all week, just watching all them videos. I think I'm waking up in my sleep, quoting John Fury. So I'm glad the whole week's been over. I just want to see where we go from here in boxing and see where does Dillian go from here. What platform does he go to? Where does Tyson go from here? Does he re-sign with Bob? Is he doing this to get a bigger deal? I don't think we'll ever see Tyson on his own platform with Eddie. You know, Eddie. You know, we seen Eddie this week on, you know, basically rubbishing that Tyson wasn't a puncher and this and that, and flip. Well, what about that? What about those last 3 performances from Tyson if he's not a puncher? So that's the video. That's the quick video for today. I'm going to do something during the week. So remember, like, save and subscribe. Keep on trucking. Keep on supporting boxing and don't have nightmares.